getting She by Shereé together. Really, really the day-to-day on, really trying to make this, my baby. This is my baby. I've been working on it for so long. So to finally be able to be in a place where I have it, it's moving forward. It's amazing. For 14 years or 14 seasons, it's been crazy. It's been up and down, and I don't take the fast road, the easy road. I'm up mountains. I'm going across creeks and lakes and through the woods, through grandmama's house before I got She by Shereé together. But I got it together, so I think that people are really, really interested and invested in that. And I know that because they still, to this day, for 14 years later, still when they see me, hey, She by Shereé, or they're asking about She by Shereé, and I never gave them a product. So for me, having this platform to just be able to get to this place where it's been a long time, it's been a long road, a long journey, but people have been able to see my journey. And then this season, you'll get to see it to the end. Not to the end, but definitely you'll see She by Shereé. And there's so much more to come. There's so much more that I want to do with She by Shereé. For me, it's always been like a lifestyle brand. So I'm just starting with the athleisure. There's so much more for me to do.
And we're going to see that this season, like as we watch on, there's a lot more regarding She by Shereé to come. Mm-hmm. And we have like a product now. People say, where's my box? I think Cynthia Bailey, I just sat down and talked to her like 2 weeks ago. I think she said, where's my box? There's actually, she was joking and she was kidding around. There's a product now. We're going to see it.
It's a product now. And the launch is coming soon, but it's probably, well, not probably, I guess I can give you a little bit. Look for it around the season finale. Yep.
I think if there were going to be a spinoff, I think we should just call it She by Shereé.
There you go.
I think, listen, it's one of the most iconic products, even though it has not been a product to now in Housewives history. I don't think people refer to any products more than She by Shereé.
Can you imagine? And not just in Housewives, it's a household name. A household name that's never had a product for 14 seasons. It's crazy.
You should go into there's some type of branding there. Like you were able to create a brand and a product with no products. I don't even know what you would call that, but it's something, right?
It's something. But one of the things I like to get out of this is that I did not give up. I stayed determined, and I want other people out there to know that it doesn't always happen on your time. But if it is something that you're passionate about, that you love, then keep at it. Hard work, determination, and prayer always pays off. And don't give up on your dreams. A lot of people give up on their dreams. They're like, oh, I've been trying to do this for 2 years or 5 years. If it is something that you love and you really feel passionate about, keep going.
Did any part of you think to not keep going? Like it kind of became like the butt of the joke over years of like, we're never going to see this.
Yeah, so many times. Every time I tried, I'm like, okay, I would literally do interviews and say, okay, I'm no longer doing She by Shereé. It's dead. I put it to rest. They would not let me put it. The fans would not let me stop. So they actually are the motivation. They push me. But it's like good motivation, a good push in the right direction. Like, okay, bitch, you talked about this for so long. We need something. We want something. And I got to give it to them. And I appreciate them pushing me like that because I try to get away from it for so long, so many times. I'm not doing it. And then I'll start and I'll stop and I'll start and I'll stop. Because also, along with that, you'll also see me talk about some of the reasons why She by Shereé I was never able to get it off the ground.
And you want to do other products after the athleisure wear, like this is just the beginning.
Yes, home, I love home decor. I can see She by Shereé being in homes. And then also, my kids and we're all very active and we love working out and fitness. So my daughters and I were also working on, and this is something I worked on before the pandemic, and then we stopped. But coming back to fitness. So my daughters and I were doing like a fitness videos. I mean, we really work out. So after I saw that Drop It with Drew, I'm like, girl, honey, you don't even work out. You don't even look like you work out.
So you think your workout videos will be better than the Drop It with Drew?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. This is what we do. My entire family. And that's one thing sort of weird because I've never been I didn't think I was, but when you think about it, when you're young, you're not really thinking of exercise. I stayed outside on my bike. I stayed at the swimming pool. We were on our roller skates. Well, that's all exercise. But these days, these kids are not, at home, they're on a computer or they're on their games or things like that. They're not really physical. But my kids are very physical. They make sure they eat, they eat healthy. They eat, unhealthy stuff too, because I eat unhealthy stuff too every now and then. But they do know that it's a way of life.
I predict that She by Shereé will sell out immediately upon its drop. I do.
All of that. I receive all of that.
I don't care if people want to wear it, what they want to do with it. I just think it is so iconic at this point that people, that is worth you coming back, right? Like, don't you feel that? Like, no matter what happens, like, it kind of helped launch this real launch this time, right?
Mm-hmm.
What about, what is up with Cairo? You mentioned one of your daughters is going to medical school, which, congratulations on that. I can't even imagine what that entails. I'm a lawyer, I don't practice anymore, but medical school is a whole different ball of wax. And then your other daughter's in a podcast, but what does Cairo do these days?
Cairo is doing music. He's doing music. He's graduated from Morehouse during the pandemic. He's into music, but he's also doing some production on, he's wardrobe. He's helping with wardrobe on some production sets.
I love it.
Yeah.
What about, because we talked about next season when Drew says, when you say like, her job was saved and now she's puts this out there once again about your finances. I know you guys have this Twitter back and forth where she's like, the feds are coming for you.
Okay. I'm listening. Was that a question or?
Well, how do you feel about, I don't know, like what the question is, what's the obsession about like your money and your finances? You and Marlo, both people seem to be obsessed with finances when it comes to the two of you.
What is that about? When Drew put that tweet out there, I was thinking, girl, I have so much information about what you or what your husband is doing. So don't go there, honey. If they're looking at anybody, it's you guys with 9 help. Don't she got 9 helpers? 9 helpers around the house? Let's just see if those helpers are still there when the cameras go off. That's the kind of stuff I say when people come on camera, they want to pretend. You think she really still have a staff of 9 right now when we're not taping? This is how I live. This is what I do. I'm not pretending. Why? She's a fake. She's a fraud, honey.
Right, in the sense that, and listen, there's other housewives from other franchises that have been accused of this, like just in like, I'm on the Housewives, I have to look rich and glamorous.
No, this has been me. This has been my lifestyle since you guys have seen me. And before.
And so she has 9 helpers just to film.
Yeah, just to film. But yeah, I think it's so hilarious when people talk about, oh, she did, or when Drew talked about, oh, she didn't pay her bills or anything like that. That's not how I operate. I would not be as blessed as I am if I had this huge debt over my life, And I don't do people wrong. Anthony never worked for me. He did come in, he wanted to be my assistant, but instantly it was more, let's go hang out here. So I kind of took him under my wing, like as a little brother. Like I was just the voice for, when he complained about things or when he wanted to talk about things, that's who I was. But work for me, no, he did not. And I don't think Anthony will go on any platform and say that I worked for Shereé and Shereé did not pay me. He cannot say that.
And to your point, he hasn't said it on the show. He's never said he worked for you.
No, she made that up. I didn't have shit else going on.
What, because you've implied some things about Drew and her husband. Like, what do you think of this rumor, I guess, that Ralph is gay?
I don't really I don't know. I don't know Ralph from, anybody. I just don't know him. I don't know. I mean, and before this season, I had never seen him a day in my life, aside from when Anthony sent me the picture. But so I don't know him. I'm not judging. And if he is, it's a whole bunch of girls out there with gay husbands. I mean, like, what's the big deal?
That
I love it. I have no idea.
There are a whole lot of girls out there with gay husbands. That is very true. What do you want people to take away as we wrap up in a few minutes? What do you want people to take away as they watch you this season? Again, like you've come and gone, like, have things changed? Like how, what do you want people to take away from you this season?
I would say, let me think.
Because it's a great season.
Mm-hmm. I definitely want people to let me think. First of all, it is a really, really great season. This season, overall, I think we all were pretty transparent. We had some great laughs, some really good times, and you'll see some of the dynamics, change within the group. I think with me personally, I'm just so super excited that, people will get to see She by Shereé finally and see me, me working to kind of get this to where it is today. And hearing about all of the difficulties that I had in the past and why, I was never able to get it to where it is. My family, I wish, hopefully they'll, continue to show more of my family and, our dynamic. And then this whole, Shereé don't pay or, that narrative, I don't like to feed into it because I know it's not true. All the cats and dogs out there whispering and, saying that, oh, Shereé don't pay. There is no way that I would not be living or be doing what I'm doing or be able to wake up every day with no stress, no negativity or bad energy on my life. There's no way.
And to your point, someone is not going to stay for 3 damn years if you don't pay them. I don't even think they're going to stay for 3 months.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. So that's the one thing also is that when you have to defend BS, that's the worst. That's like somebody saying something about you and it's not true, but because it's out there, people start to feed into it and believe it's true. Like, oh, well, she wouldn't say that on TV if it wasn't true. Oh, these bitches say a whole bunch of stuff on TV that's not true. So that's the worst, just having to defend bullshit,
Yes, because I could imagine, because like in my real life, if someone says something that's completely not true, like I just won't engage. I'm like, this is so not true. Mm-hmm. I won't even have this conversation because like it's beneath me, honestly. Like
exactly.
So I couldn't imagine like if it now has legs because someone said it on TV, you now have to defend something that's so not true. I don't even know how you would do that because you just don't even want to engage.
Yeah. And then you have to continue to engage throughout the entire season. You're like, oh my gosh, am I still talking about this?
Did you have like conversations off air with like, a Kandi who was basically almost an OG, you know what I mean? Like of like, wow, these new girls, like this is a whole different ball game.
Do we have
or like even Marlo's been there for 10 years, I mean, I really do think it's like, it's when people come into it now, it's a whole different thing.
Yeah, it is. And they feel like they got to prove something. They feel like they have to have a moment. And I did feel that with Drew. I felt like every single time we got together as a group, she felt like, I don't know who was in her ear, but she felt like she needed to make that scene about her, even if it wasn't about her, where she felt like every time we get together, I'm gonna make it about me. I'm gonna argue with this person or that person and make it about me. And real friendships, like who's doing that? Bitch, you would have got kicked out of the friend group a long time ago if that's how you behave, because who wants to be around that person? that every time